Hi, I'm Nick Riemer. Very proud to be one of the CA top 35 under 35 candidates this year. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Invigilator application. It's an application that we built to monitor students while they write exams remotely and just ensure that exam integrity stays in place. Judging experience was great. I think I really enjoyed the interaction with the judges. I mean, I love talking about the businesses that I've built, and I think it gave a nice platform. There are some really good questions, and yeah, hopefully my passion came across, because I think that's one thing I am, is very passionate about the business that we've built, and yeah, demonstrating it is always a pleasure for me to do. You need to have an appetite for risk when you want to look to co-found, especially a tech company, which is what we did. I think we went head to head with some of the biggest international companies from the proctoring space in South Africa, and were able to steal some of their market share initially. So I think you have to have a bit of risk appetite. In terms of the initial build, I mean, once we had the idea to build the company, it really was an investment to say, right, we're definitely not going to ever comply with traditional working hours. We're going to be 16 to 20 hours a day, getting the product market ready, getting it, introduced into the market as quickly as possible. And I think that was the lifestyle that we adopted as quickly as possible. I think on a day-to-day basis now, I mean, the nice part about founding a company, especially in the tech space for me, is that you never know what your day is going to hold. You never know who's going to want to speak to you with regards to potentially using your product, what opportunities are opening up in the market internationally, what international investors are looking at your business. And I think from that point of view, it's just opened up my network to the point where I have certain things in my diary book, but it's never 100% certain where my day is going to go, or how long I'm going to work, or if I can go away. I think that's something that we gave up long ago. I haven't taken leave, and I don't know how long, and I think that for me is where I'm happy, because that's what I want to be doing. I want to be working all the time on my company and building a company that I know we can take to global stages and disrupt other international companies, and have it as a proudly South African entity. So I actually had a bit of a backward route. So I initially studied a BCom finance at Stellenbosch because I wanted to play a bit of sport down there. So I went down, played a bit of golf, played a bit of cricket. So I definitely wouldn't have had the focus to complete my CA, with the marks that I would have wanted. So I'm happy that I did that first. Entered the working world and joined the Allard Mergers and Acquisitions team, which I think was fantastic as a foundation, just to sort of start that spark with regards to my passion for finance. I think very quickly I realized that in order to compete with the big boys in this specific game, you needed the right qualifications and the right foundation, and for me that was the CASA qualification. So I actually left the front office role to go and pursue my CA. So I had to do the conversion year through UNISA while working, and then do my CTA year through UJ in 2016 full time. Fortunately, I was asked to stay back in 2017 and lecture finance. I think they could see that I had a passion for finance and education. And then from there, the education bug really bit. And I think for me, that was really where I wanted to see my career going, a blend of finance and education. And moving into first round to complete my articles, I got offered the role of Head of Investment Education at F&B Wealth and Investments. So straight out of articles, took up the role and did all kinds of interviews for the bank with regards to investment strategies, unpacking of investment vehicles and complex market events. I still do it as an independent contractor back to F&B and R&B. So I still write their investment strategies, articles, market unpacks. And then in 2020, co-founded the Invigilator. So I had to leave that job full-time so that I could focus on the Invigilator. But as I mentioned, I still independently contract and write certain articles for the bank, because I'm passionate about finance and education and bringing financial literacy to South Africans across the board. So my hobbies are definitely golf. So we're a family where we played together as a family from when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So as a family, I think we all love the sport. Whenever we can get together, my parents are not traveling, and here in South Africa, we play a family game, and it's a great way for us to spend time together. My girlfriend and I've got 2 Dachshunds that are like 2 little children. So they keep us very busy at home there in running and looking after them, which is great. And then when I can get away, I really enjoy going through the Dulstrom and doing a bit of trout fishing just to switch off. But I think for me, the best way is to switch off with a little bit of golf where you can. It's also a fantastic networking opportunity. We actually did one of our private equity deals, investments into the Invigilator on the golf course with one of the private equity companies. So golf will always be there. Recently we're looking at sponsoring a few of the golf tournaments here in South Africa via the Invigilator, which I think will be right up my alley, because I'm so passionate about it. And it's fantastic that we can create a company that allows golfers to potentially benefit from that and creating more tournaments here in South Africa. I think, and I've said it to a lot of CAs that have struggled with the initial tests, initial exams, and really considering whether or not this is the right path for them. But I always say to them, it's not the mistakes that define who we are, it's how we respond to them that really shows true character. And unfortunately, or fortunately, with this profession, there are always going to be those instances where it's going to knock you down and humble you. And it's about how we respond and how we get up. And I think that it's consistency that's key in qualifying as a chartered accountant. And then very importantly, once you do qualify as a chartered accountant, that's not the end of the road. That is brick one in your house. That is the foundation. You have now been blessed with this financial knowledge and this financial base. And it's your responsibility to utilize that, to take it forward, make the CA brand proud, and also create jobs and opportunities here in South Africa, because I feel like there needs to be more chartered accountants looking for opportunities in the market to see how they can build businesses, because that's ultimately what's going to grow South Africa's GDP. Don't do anything for money. Don't make decisions based on money and remuneration. Base all your decisions on experience. I think those 2 years after you've qualified and you've got 2 years under your belt, really that is your path now to define your career. Work as hard as you can on building networks with the right people within South Africa if this is where you decide you want to be. If you are going to stay in South Africa, there are so many entrepreneurial opportunities. There's so many gaps in the market for you to see, and now you've got the right qualification, the right foundation. All you need is the right networks to plug into to make those dreams a reality, and that for me is what's important.